Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to Reader's Workshop. Let's read our teaching points to see what we're learning today. Teaching point. Readers change their voices to show they understand the book. So a few days ago, we learned about changing our voices to bring books to life. Today, we're going to change our voices to show that we understand our book. So let's go over our voice chart that we learned about the other day. Voice. The emotion, that means how you feel, the author uses in the writing. So a lot of times our characters are happy and they have a happy face. A lot of times characters look angry and mad and we could see that in the picture. Sometimes our characters are tired and we could see that in their face. They look really sleepy. And sometimes our characters look embarrassed and we could see that on their face. But we want to make sure when we're reading that we do not sound like a robot, because a robot does not bring books to life, and a robot isn't going to sound like they understand the book and be able to retell it. So we want to make sure that we're looking at the picture and that we're changing our voice to see how the character feels so we understand the book. So when we are reading, we change our voice by looking at our characters and checking the punctuation to see how our voice should be reading. So punctuation is at the end of each sentence in our book. So let's go over punctuation. So period means we stop. It makes a statement. I like popcorn. So my voice is just normal. When we see a question mark, it means we want to know something. We're asking a question, and our voice changes a little because we're asking something. And I would read it, how old are you? When we see an exclamation mark, it's a strong feeling. It means we're really excited. And I'd raise my voice and I would say, welcome back. So the punctuation at the end of a sentence can help your voice know what to do. So today we're going to read Knuffle Bunny by Mo Willems. As we are reading, we are going to change our voices to show that we understand the book. We can stop and talk about what is happening so we don't forget. We'll be looking at our characters and punctuation to help us. So we're going to watch a video of a read aloud of Knuffle Bunny by Mo Willems on YouTube. And I'm going to stop and we're going to talk about what's happening in the story if we understand it and if the voice is changing by the exclamation marks and by the character's feelings. So let's get ready to listen to Knuffle Bunny.
Knuffle Bunny. A Cautionary Tale by Mo Willems. Not so long ago, before she could even speak words, Trixie went on an errand with her daddy. Trixie and her daddy went down the block, through the park, past the school, and into the laundromat.
So far it's been all periods. So the reader is reading in her normal voice because we don't see an exclamation, we don't see a question mark, and the characters just look happy and not showing any other kind of emotion like angry or upset or frustrated. So let's see if it changes.
Trixie helped her daddy put the laundry into the machine. She even got to put the money into the machine.
So let's stop and talk about what's happening. So the reader is talking in her normal voice because, like we said, there's all periods. And Trixie, the little girl, and her dad walk through their neighborhood and they go to a laundromat to wash their clothes. And Trixie looks really happy to be putting the money into the washing machine. Okay, let's keep going and see what happens next.
Then they left. But a block or so later, Trixie realized something.
Do you see how her voice got higher? Because the words are bigger and darker.
Trixie turned to her daddy and said, "Aggle flaggle clabble."
Do you see how her voice got higher, and she changed it because there was an exclamation mark? And you can look at the picture and see that Trixie is very upset.
"That's right," replied her daddy. "We're going home." "Aggle flaggle clabble," said Trixie again. "Blaggle plabble, wumpy flappy." Snurp. "Now, please don't get fussy," said her daddy. Well, she had no choice. Trixie bawled. Wah! She went boneless.
So let's stop, because now the girl's voice has changed and we have to understand the book. But we understand that Trixie's very upset. Look at these really big speech bubbles, and she's crying and she's so sad, but Trixie can't say any words, and her daddy doesn't know why she's upset. But we know why she's upset, because she can't find her bunny. Let's keep going.
She did everything she could to show how unhappy she was. By the time they got home, her daddy was unhappy too. As soon as Trixie's mommy opened the door, she asked, "Where's Nuffle Bunny?" The whole family ran down the block, and they ran through the park. They zoomed past the school and into the laundromat.
So now we know that Trixie is so upset, and we understand what's going on in the book because our voices have been changing and we were looking at our characters to see how they feel. So Trixie's daddy didn't know why she was upset, but her mommy knew right away when they came home, and that they did not have Nuffle Bunny. So now they're running all the way back to the laundromat to look for Nuffle Bunny. And let's see if any of their voices change again.
Trixie's daddy looked for Nuffle Bunny, and looked, and looked, and looked. But Nuffle Bunny was nowhere to be found. So Trixie's daddy decided to look harder. Until... Nuffle Bunny! And those were the first words Trixie ever said. The end.
So Trixie was so happy to find Nuffle Bunny, and the reader's voice changed a lot throughout this story because Trixie changed and the daddy changed. So did you notice how the girl changed her voice by looking at the character and noticing the punctuation at the end of each sentence? So your activity today is to change your voice as you are reading your book and tell us if you understand your book. What was your book about? You can say, my book was about blank, and tell us, or tell us how you understand your book and what your book mostly is about. Okay, we can't wait to see all of your great work today.